Recently, the governance contract of Tornado Cash smart contract was being hacked, and what is the logic behind this? So the hacker deployed two contracts with the same address. Okay, so the DAO contract approved for the proposal smart contract, but once after it got approved, the hacker, instead of executing the proposed contract, they have deployed and executed the attacker's contract, malicious contract, right? So we'll go through the smart contract line by line, and I will explain you the knob behind it, right? So without further delay, let's get into the video. ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக இருக்க போகுது because it was very new for me, so hope it is also new for you. Let's zoom a bit. Zoom பண்ணிக்கலாம். Okay. So ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து டவ் கான்ட்ராக்ட் பற்றி பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ inside the DAO we can propose a contract, okay, and this proposed contract is being approved by the message.sender, which is nothing but the owner. Okay, here you can see inside the request function the message or sender. Okay, whomever call this approved function should be the owner, right? So propose பண்ணலாம் contracts, but the owner has the rights to approve the contract, smart contract, to be executed, right? And this execute function can be called by anyone. Okay, it checks for whether it's been approved or not, and also whether it's not been executed till now, right? It should be false. Then what we are doing, we are going to make a delegate call by encoding and data with the help of the encode with the signature function. We are going to call the execute proposal from the contract target, right? So let's see the proposal contract. So what does this proposal contract do? So we have two functions, execute proposal function as well as the executes emergency stop. So the execute proposal, it just emits an event, okay, which is being called by here, this function, by this call, and we have the emergency stop in order to self-destruct this function, and we have the attacker's contract, deploy contract, deployed contract. So the deployed contract is used to deploy the deployed contract. Okay, here you can see new deployer, and we have to make sure like we don't change the nonce for it, because if we have to reset the nonce, okay, so that we can deploy the two different smart contract in a same address. So that's the logic behind it. So we're going to deploy the deployer contract. Inside the deployer contract we have three functions. One is a self-destruct function, okay, which kills itself by passing whatever the remaining balance to a zero burn account. And we have the deployer proposal and deploy attack. So the deployer proposal is used to deploy the proposal contract which we have seen here, and you have the deploy attack contract which is used to deploy the attack contract. So here you can see the attack contract. What is we are doing? So we are making use of the delegate vulnerability. So the logic lies here, but we are going to use the storage variable, state variable, inside the DAO contract. So we are going to manipulate the owner variable and make the owner as attacker. So now we know the smart contract. We go on through the smart contract. Now let's see the flow of it, how the attacker executed this hack. So the attacker first deployed the deployer contract, and he calls the deploy function inside the deployer contract in order to deploy the deployer's contract, right? So the deployer contract has a function deploy proposal. So this deploy proposal function is going to deploy the proposal contract, and which is going to be approved by the DAO owner inside the governance contract. Then once after being approved, the attacker is going to delete both the contracts, which is the proposal contract as well as the deployer contract, and he is going to redeploy the deployer contract. As we are resetting the nonce, the address of the deployment will be the same, okay. So instead of calling the deploy proposal, now we are going to call the deploy attack function, right? Because we are going to deploy the attacker's contract, which is going to change the state variables in the DAO contract, and we are going to execute it because it's been approved by the owner and we have to execute this function in order to make a delegate call to the attacker's contract. And inside the attack contract, we know, like, with the help of the delegate call, we're going to manipulate the state variables and make ourselves as a king of this contract. So that's how this works. So this is very interesting, using multiple contracts, self-destructing a contract, again redeploying the contract with the same address. Instead of executing the proposal contract, we're going to execute the attacker's malicious contract. So I think it is very interesting. There is a lot to explore in the field of blockchain, DeFi, vulnerabilities. So thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Do support by dropping a like. Bye bye.